Well, it's been about a year now since I started this Let's Go Help group on Facebook. It's a closed Facebook group. And to me, it always seemed, boy, there's a great way for me to individually help people one on one instead of, I used to go out and sell millions of books to people and send them this big directory, and maybe they do something and maybe they don't. And so now I felt, boy, I'm this one-on-one help. And really for only $20, I just thought, boy, this is a way I can really help people. But what's shocking me, I just don't understand, everybody can't get the money because I can't promise everybody will get the money. The only people who can promise you'll get money are the people giving out the money. Nobody in the middle like me could promise me you get money. I just promise that all these programs are real and they've been around and they're legitimate programs that I personally find and put in our service and tell you about. Now, whether you get the money or not is up to you and the program. So it's like getting a date, like a dating service. I can promise you'll get a date, but they're real people looking for dates. But here's what's interesting. This fellow wrote just yesterday, the day before, and there's something in this group that is worth them paying monthly and never getting a grant. I mean, that's what shocked me. Why are you still paying me and not getting a grant? And I couldn't understand it. And I didn't even know this was going on. So here's what he said. And it's good to understand, at least, if you're marketing or doing anything in life, that people want more than just, the next big check or whatever the heck it is. And he goes on to say, good morning, neighbors. And this, if you want to see this and his name and everything, you remember, you could see this. It's public information on the site. But he writes, good morning, neighbors. I've been reading and paying attention to so many threads here and find the same disheartening comments. People saying, I can't get help, or this is a scam. So I decided to help these helpless people out. First, I declared to share my own story. I may not receive the July to August grant. This is a grant we give out. We give out grants. We gave one out in July. We're going to have another one in August, and I hope to do this monthly. It'll be $1,000 or $500. But I will be applying today so that I may share my story. Second, I have decided to share my journey. I've spoken with Matthew and have gotten advice from the hosts and will continue to do so. As of yet, none of my attempts have gotten me anywhere, but I keep trying. Why, you ask? It is because people like Matthew and the good people here at Let's Go Help give me hope. Wow, I had no idea. I just tried to solve problems. There's a guy thing. I didn't know there's something else involved in all this. What is $20 a month? He goes on to say, a night at the movies. A board game to distract you from the worries of life for a few hours. Maybe it is an extra video streaming service you bought so that you can distract yourself from the worries of everyday life. I choose to think it is the opportunity to associate with good people who need the same inspiration and hope that I need. I choose to think of it as my own chance to help others, even if it is a single kind word. Matthew Lesko offers me both the chance and the platform to help others and maybe get a little help for my family along the way. And this is what I might say. Hey, it's not only me. I feel that everybody who's a member knows something that I don't know about these programs. They live in a different part of the country. They're whatever. I can't, even though I've been studying this almost 50 years now, I don't know everything. They change all the time. And that's what I think the value of this is, individuals out in states that know their own programs better than I will ever know. That's why we have what I call a Let's Go Help 2, a separate website that you automatically become a member of to just join and share by state information. Okay, let me go on to what he says. Okay, he says, the simple fact is that you get what you put in. Okay, heard that before from the nuns and other people. What applies to life as well as Let's Go Help. Nothing is free in life, but it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Sometimes instead of getting a cup of coffee and calling all these politicians that view you as the last on their agenda, maybe you should get a cup of coffee and just talk with the people who are in the same boat you are. There's a lot of information floating around, and you might even find a new friend. Wow. I mean, that's what you know, that's what I was hoping would happen in Let's Go Help. But I didn't know it meant this to people. I was just thinking of it as a selfish way. If somebody out there knows of a source I don't know, please help. We all need help. But what I did not understand until I read this is that how it made people feel helping. I know it makes me feel that way. That's why I'm giving away the grants. I give away as much as I can because it's selfish. It feels so good. That's the secret of giving. It's the most selfish goddamn thing you're going to do in life. But I didn't know that this service I had does anything like that. As an entrepreneur, business guy, or whatever the hell I am, I just to be practical and solve problems that needed to be solved in the country. And to me, what I saw was the rich people all know this, because I used to help them for tens of thousands of dollars, $20,000 projects I would do for them to find things. Now I do it for $20. And that's the way I think our government should be. It should be available to anybody. I should not even be doing this. The government should have this, because this is our government you already paid for. And that's my motive, is to trying to do it as cheaply as possible and even give money back. That's why we have these grants. And we'll have another grant announcement on August 4th. So between now and then, you got another week or two to apply for $1,000 and just start a new discussion on what you would do with $1,000, just like this fellow did here, this member. He's a member. It's only for members. And tell us what you would do. And then we choose 20 or so people and send them money. And I'm getting wonderful feedback from them. There's actually a member we're giving $1,000 to, and she wants to give $500 back to us to pay for memberships to people who can't afford their membership. Wow. So that's right. These two happening in a day apart, it is, I feel, man, there's something going on with this. Maybe I don't understand. I don't know if I'm smart enough to understand. I just want to keep doing it until I die and help as many people as I possibly can. And as he shows, he didn't even get money yet, but there's something that is helping him. And I think what happens, even if you don't get it now, you learn the system. I mean, that's what I sort of see. Hey, there's a possibility the next time I have a problem, I'm going to check this. So it may not solve your immediate problems, but this is sort of like teaching you how to use a hammer in life, teaching you how to use a screwdriver. You may have nothing to screw or to hammer. Whoops, that's because a joke in there somewhere right now, but it may be that is a tool for your future to use, because this is it represents over 30%, 35% of our society. This year is probably even a hell of a lot more, and that's why we should all learn how to use it. And that's why I'm trying to keep it as cheap as possible. $20 or on if you can't afford the $20, I have one for $5.95. So start learning. And I just appreciate anybody who shares this with me, because it makes, and I'm going to read you another one in a couple of days. I just got another letter today telling me how someone read my book. This woman read my book and bought my book in 1980. Imagine what I looked like then. In 1980, gave it to her husband. He never read it. She read the book one night and found a program where he got 4 acres of wildlife sanctuary. And he got that for free and gave 2 acres apiece to his children when he died, and would take a van and go and live on this wildlife sanctuary he had, and thought he was Johnny Appleseed or something. It was just the highlight of his life, and it was a gift that he passed on. And that was all from a free government program that I wrote about. I don't even remember the goddamn program. But I sort of do. I mean, this is 1980. It's just a wonderful thing in life that's out there. We keep getting surprised. And the only way you get that surprise is by doing stuff. And don't try to figure out what is the perfect thing to do. Just try to do stuff. And that will give the spice to your life, I feel, because it leads to something else that you never knew that you could do or should do or is available to do. I like telling you what to do. Thank you again for these wonderful comments. That is, um, will help me jump out of bed tomorrow morning and can't wait to do this again. Well, I got two websites that help people find money and help they want to get out of financial trouble or to do the things they always want to do in life: buy a house, start a business, get an education, get out of debt, things like that. And I concentrate for 40 years now, or more probably, on finding free sources of money. These are government grants or nonprofit organizations. So I have two services that help people do this. One is called letsgohelp.com. And this is a closed Facebook group, where we help each other. And I do the research. When you ask a question, you can ask me a personal question, and you start a discussion that you need, tell me what you need money for, and I do my research to find you the best possible sources of government programs or nonprofit organizations that will help you solve that financial problem. So that's $20 or $19.95 a month. But if you don't want to join anything, and there's a lot of people like that, I understand. I have another service for only $5.95, and this is where you could download a report of all the sources of money and help in your state for your problem. So if you have a financial problem, paying bills or debt and things like that, for $5.95, you download a report of the name, address, phone number, and video instructions of how to contact these people and how to apply for their money to solve your financial problem with debt or credit card, things like that. Then there's another report for every state on starting a business, a nonprofit, or invention, or working on your crazy idea. And then also how to get a higher paying job. This is job training money, education money, college money, things like that. And what they remember, they're just places in your state. That's where the action is. Okay, then there's for health care, dental care, prescription drugs, and even pet care. And then there's free consultants in every state, mentoring, consulting, research, legal advice, things like that. And then real estate, you want to buy a house, rent a house, you got to pay your bills for mortgage and rent, things like that. And then about a dozen or 24 places in your state that give you free legal help. So all those reports are available on letsgoreports.com. So that's two places. Maybe I can help you there. If not, just watch the videos on YouTube, and that gives you links to go get it yourself. The biggest problem is you have to know it's there. That's what I do, and I've been doing it for 50 years, and I hope I have about 15 more.